Okay, that's not focusing. Okay, that's not focusing. Come on, what the hell? Focus. Okay, here we go. What's up? Sí, ¿cuánto tiempo? Sí, he estado ocupado. Mil cosas en la cabeza. What's up? I'm gonna try and start to block in this painting. Well, not block in. I usually sort of go for the finish when I'm doing these smaller paintings. Thank you, Hyunji. It's cool. Thank you. So these are some of the paintings that I'm going to be showing at Nucleus Portland in October. So I'm pretty psyched about that. So that's going to be cool. So let's get to work. I already put a coat of what is it? Of alkyd medium on top, and some hairs apparently, just to sort of lubricate it. And I'm not going to use any more medium, because if I start using more medium, then it's going to be really soupy. But I want my painting to flow, especially on this wood, which actually, even if I put like a couple of coats of acrylic primer, it actually sucks a lot of the paint in. So I want to try and seal it a little bit with the medium and kind of lubricate it at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to use like a very short palette, very, very small, very, very cool palette also. So what does this lubricative medium do? It just allows you to kind of your paint to flow a little bit more. If not, then I kind of feel it would drag a little bit because of the surface. That's about it. So it's the equivalent of just oiling out a painting. You know, if you have a layer that has sunk in, or that you want to your strokes to blend in a little bit more with the strokes you had underneath, you usually just put some medium on top, so you can work kind of fresh paint. But the important thing is I'm not going to use any more medium on this. So these are like 8 by 10. You can tell, like, these are like very small paintings. I was actually kind of excited to work on like smaller paintings for that show. So that's it. So I'm going to use titanium white, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson. It's going to be my only red, raw umber, and ultramarine blue. I think I'm going to go for that. So let's see how that goes. Yeah. So I'm going to start by kind of putting and this one's kind of important because her head is I want her head to feel like it's going to be floating on this pillow. So just having all these values right is going to be very, very important for me. So I'm going to start around here, just kind of slowly blocking in that that lighter value for the pillow. So we'll see how that goes. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I was super busy with the last kind of moment of the book, with the crowdfunded project of the book, and I'm just crazy excited about that. That finished like amazingly well, just bigger than I could have ever expected it to be. So I'm just insanely excited about mi perro Olić. So I'm just crazy excited about that, and it's a feeling of gratitude, but it's also this very not anxious, but just exciting feeling of getting to it and finishing everything up and just doing just the very best job I can do for it's the only way I can answer to the people that were kind enough to support the project. So I just want to do a kick-ass book for the sort of compendium of my sketchbook, and I also want to do a very nice kind of reimagined, re-edited version of my last book. So, I'm kind of psyched about those two things. So it's going to be a lot of work from here to then. But like as I said, I'm going to keep you guys posted of everything that I'm doing in the production of the book, every kind of decision I make. For me, there's a ton of decisions because usually what artists do is that they kind of work with with an editor. So what you usually see is the artist promoting the hell out of the Kickstarter project or the Indiegogo project or wherever they're doing it. But then the artist work kind of stops there. We just kind of provide the images to the editor, so they put together the book, the publication. But I'm doing everything myself. I actually like to do everything myself. It's not that I don't like to work with anyone. It's just that I feel that these sort of more personal projects are really amazing when you can have total control of them. So that's very cool, but that means like there's a ton of responsibilities on my part, and I did learn a ton from the last book by doing everything from the last book, and I had it printed here in Colombia, and I had to import it to the US. So I had to do, import taxes, and you have to pay like tariff lawyers, and it's kind of weird. And then you have to, eventually ship the books, which is actually a whole other thing in and of itself. And it was very, very tough to do, very humbling also. So that's that's going to be my year, my next year, but. First things first, like I have to finish these smaller paintings that I have for the show. So I actually I was actually working on bigger paintings, and I scrapped all of them because I thought that that they weren't like those paintings weren't going to really work, and it was just working from the sketchbook that just gave me the I think it was just feeling comfortable, the idea of just feeling comfortable of doing a smaller kind of set of works, like more direct painting. Just nothing grand about them. There's obviously the will to do really nice painting, but there's no like pretension about them. It's just these smaller paintings that register like tiny little moments of my day-to-day. So I felt comfortable with that, and I'm very kind of happy that I let myself do that and not just think, oh, this is going to be part of a show, albeit like a small show, but usually what we tend to do is just try to kind of make this amazing painting that can showcase like all of our abilities and our potential, and I don't know if this is the case. It's oil, that first layer. Yeah, this is all oil. Yep. So this is just more of what I've been feeling like truly comfortable doing. These smaller kind of painting that stem out from just reflections that are registered in the sketchbook. So, and it's actually kind of cool because I wouldn't have had, if I didn't do that second printing of that book, I wouldn't have had a space to put some of my newer works. So actually, the people that back the project will have the chance to have also a publication where I have a lot of the newer stuff printed. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be exciting for me. So this is that titanium white, that Michael Harding titanium white, which is so sticky. And it's actually stickier because I had put the liquid or the alkyd medium, whatever alkyd you use, or I don't know if you do use it, I had put it a little bit, like a couple of minutes ago, and it's sticky now because it gels up very quickly, and so that kind of sticky surface plus the kind of gummy quality of the white, makes it a little difficult to brush, but it's one of those things that I actually love about that white. The fact that it kind of drags, it almost like behaves like many of the strokes of a lead white that you can see in like a bunch of like more traditional paintings. So I actually really like it, and I'm willing to sacrifice a bit of the handling for just the stiffness of the strokes. So there we go. I had made some oil on wood pieces, so if you want to check, I would like to hear your opinion. Yeah, sure. So this is just a synthetic flat that I'm using. It's pretty cool, pretty good. It's kind of beat up by now, but it's not as flat and nice like as it was at the beginning, but it serves its purpose. So, will you spray this after? Spray as in like varnish, maybe? I would probably put like a final retouch varnish layer, or even though nobody likes to hear that, I would probably kind of thin down the liquid and do like a final liquid layer. People kind of cringe when you hear that, because when liquid dries, it actually transforms into something else. And so people that restore paintings, they hate when something like that happens, because it kind of leaves them powerless. So if in 100 years we learn that liquid, because we know about liquid, what is it, 20, 40, maybe? It's going to be 40 years? 40? Yeah, I think so. Or maybe a little more than 40 years. We've had liquid for a little more than 40 years. But I don't know if that's enough to know exactly how it behaves. So, if really drastic changes happen to liquid or to any alkyd medium after 100 years, and if you use it, let's say, as a final varnish, it's almost impossible to lift it. It's going to be really impossible to restore the painting. So that's usually why people hate it. It's not because it's a bad medium like by itself. It's just that, on the eventuality that something terrible would happen in the future, it's almost like virtually impossible to restore, because you can't lift up a layer of liquid without ruining what's underneath. I think you would need like a super strong solvent to do that. So that's why people don't like it usually, and also because it has a strong smell. A lot of people are very sensitive to how it smells in the fumes. I'm not. I think my nose is shot, so I don't really suffer from that. I think my nose is gone. So I think it started from when I broke my nose playing football, soccer. So, and I don't know if I smell. I always feel like my nose is stuffy. So from that moment, and that was like a long time ago. But nowadays I don't really smell a lot of solvent. I know that it's there because it's going to be irritating. Like my throat gets irritated, and those things are terrible actually. But I have to say that I don't really smell it. I have to admit. So I actually pushed the size of this pillow, because I wanted to feel like this huge kind of pillow. So, and I'm kind of happy about that. I think that size looks The kind of oversized pillow looks great. Let me see. Oh, can you explain more about your paint? Oh, crap. Sorry, I didn't read that question. I couldn't read that question like fully, so I'm sorry. If you want to write it up again, that'd be cool. And I'll try to miss it again. I'm kidding. Hola, Carlos. ¿Quién es la chica de la pintura? La chica de la pintura tiene 6 años. La chica es mi sobrina. La chica es mi sobrina. Yo soy feliz pintando a mi hija o en su efecto a mi sobrina o a mi novia o a mi hijo o como a gente cercana. Siempre me gusta como tratar de pintar a gente cercana a mí. You have a show coming up soon? Yeah, in October. How do you choose your subjects? What draws you to a particular image? I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I'm always more interested in just kind of cohabiting with my painting. Maybe, I think that's a good way of explaining it. If my paintings nowadays, I'm interested in just believing that if my paintings can speak about me in some way, then I feel that's close to the intent that I have for them, closer to the intent that I have for them. I just, for many years if you look closely at what I do, it's always been people that are close to me at those moments. But for many years also, I kind of designed my paintings. Like I tried to put some sort of abstract narrative to them, or I set stuff up. And at the time, I enjoyed all those things. I can't say I didn't enjoy doing everything that I've done. In some strange thing, I don't know why, but because of some strange kind of turn of events, I think I'm devolving now to just feeling comfortable painting what kind of what accompanies my life in a way. I just feel that that is a really kind of wonderful way of acknowledging your life and kind of keeping your eyes open to what happens on your everyday life. So they may not be very mundane kind of subject matter. It may not express the activities that I do in my everyday life. It's not about registering like the actions of my everyday life, I think. But I think it's about just expressing, who is close to me and the spaces that I think I belong to, the places that I think I belong to, the people that I care about, kind of those kind of sort of things. I stopped thinking about subject matter in the sense of how we artists kind of think about subject matter. Nowadays we are obsessed with images that feel like archival and that feel political or that feel that have a social context to them, and that's totally fine. But that's I had to accept that that's not exactly what I want from painting. I stopped believing that painting has to answer. That the only place that painting can answer to an intent is through the filter of art. I kind of stopped believing that. So I don't know. became very comfortable just stripping painting to a very bare state, and I'm enjoying it much more. I can understand that if that's not the path for everyone, that's totally cool. But I can't deny the path that I feel is my own, and this is it. Everyone else is going to make their own decisions in their lives, and painting will accompany them in other ways. But I have to be the artist that I feel that I have to be. So I think that we sometimes betray that, because art usually confines us to think of, in this case, to think of painting in a very different way. Painting is just a means to express something else, something bigger. But we very seldom believe that painting could be a statement like in and of itself. And I think it can be, and I think it can be a companion. And I think that by saying things through painting in our life, like, that's actually a statement. It's just a way to observe the world, to learn from nature, I feel. So I think that that's good enough for me. Honestly, I for the longest time I've struggled to understand if that was enough, and I kind of convinced myself that it couldn't be, because art is usually far more complex than that. It almost kind of has to be more complex than that, and or they teach you that it has to be, or they kind of try to convince you that it has to be more complex than that. And I just, honestly, I just stopped caring about that. Not understanding myself as an artist, but just understanding myself like this. I'm this human being that paints, and that tries to understand, like, I don't know, it may sound like corny, or it may sound like too big, or I don't know, but I actually believe it. It's like I try to understand, like, those very same questions that we've asked ourselves for like century or millennia. It's like, why are we here? Who am I? What's my purpose? Like, I ask those questions, but as a painter, and as a painter who's just looking at nature, and I actually really enjoy my work when I forget that it's work, when I'm just kind of consumed by thought, and while I'm painting, I'm thinking about the nature of things and the nature of the relationship of things, and I don't know. I think that's a far more maybe kind of existential, philosophical question than what we tend to hear from art nowadays, actually. Art seems to have a different purpose today. And especially painting. Painting can't behave like the way painting behaved centuries ago. It just can't. There's no point. There's no reason to it. So I don't know. I've just kind of accepted that. So I think that whole answer stemmed from, how do you choose your subject matter? That's how I usually answer things. Very simple questions, and it's like the the longest of the most complex of answers, but that's so weird. Puedo mostrar el referente, sí, lo muestro al final, todo bien, no pasa nada. So anyways, that's it. Who are the artists that inspire you nowadays? I mean, I still do look at artists. I still do. I still get very, very excited by artists. I still get very excited by skill, for example. So if I see, for example, Kim Jun-ji drawing, that's crazy. That's just talent. I mean, that's just this kind of, he was born with that talent, and then he probably works harder than anyone out there to to grow that talent, to make it kind of evolve. And I get just crazy excited when I see his drawing, like the act of drawing. It's just remarkable. I mean, for like a human being to have that ability is just absolutely remarkable. So I do get excited by painters. I still look at von Kaufmann, Rupert von Kaufmann, and I go like, wow, that is so fucking cool. Because in many ways I still enjoy art in the way that I've always wanted to enjoy art. So it's just saying, wow, that's so cool. Like if it doesn't kind of spur that emotion in me, I feel that it's not working. Like it's not worth it. If something doesn't make me say, whoa, that's awesome, like I won't really care for it, honestly. So I still enjoy it I think as a viewer, I enjoy it a ton. But as an art, like when thinking about my own work, I think I immediately stop looking at other work and I just concentrate on why I'm doing stuff and what I'm doing, and it kind of works for me. I know I'm taking a long time in doing, like, it's a dumb pillow, but it's very important because it surrounds her. So and it's she's actually going to be floating in here in this space. So I kind of want to make this right. So if I'm taking a bit of a long time just painting this, it actually, I was going to say I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. But it just has to be that way. It kind of, I always try to, it's almost like a matter of respect, almost. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but I have to show respect to these other areas that are very, very important for the painting, and not just think of them as, oh, I want to do a portrait, and then everything that's like that's surrounding the portrait, then I can just kind of block that in very quickly and just say, okay, then I'm done, because the part that was obviously the hierarchical part of my painting is done, so the other stuff doesn't really matter. And that's really not the case. I really believe that those smaller areas, those areas that have to work really hard so that the portrait can be the star, are so important. They are so important. Muy buenas tus pinturas, abrazo desde Argentina. No, todo bien, muchas gracias. Barchi, todo bien, gracias. Saludar a Barchi, ya lo saludé, Barchi. Muy amable, muchas gracias. Maestro, no me diga maestro, yo odio lo del maestro. Se me hace fatal, pero bueno. Pero igual muchas gracias, o sea. Pero sí, no me gusta que me digan maestro. Nicolás, está perfecto. ¿Dónde aprender sobre marketing dirigido al arte? Yo no tengo idea, no sé, yo no sé nada de eso. No, yo lo que sé es cómo compartir con gente y no sé, pero yo marketing no tengo idea. Yo no sé, nunca he pensado, no, o sea, no, eso nunca, por más de que sea una parte, digamos, casi que ineludible de lo que hacemos cuando queremos comercializar nuestro trabajo, no sé, o sea, nunca me he sentado a decir cómo vendo esto, cómo vendo tal cosa. Me preocupo por hacer un trabajo y que mi trabajo como que tenga una naturaleza que es como honesta, o sea, y yo creo que si es como algo honesto, o sea, algo que yo realmente quiero hacer, que me importa, que me interesa. Y si yo puedo transmitir eso, creo que ahí es donde la gente pues reacciona bien y le puede creer a uno lo que está haciendo, pero que yo como que me asesore con alguien de marketing o que haga algo así, no, no, honestamente, y no es que me esté guardando cosas, créanme que yo no me guardo absolutamente nada de lo que yo hago. Pues lo que yo hago es como tan simple que no, ni siquiera sé, como que ni siquiera valdría la pena ni se entendería si me quisiera guardar información de algún tipo, no, no, no tendría nada de sentido. Entonces, esa es la verdad. Ojalá confíe en mí y me crea que honestamente no hago nada, ¿no? Yo no hago nada. O sea, creo que para el libro, el proyecto que hice, es como la primera vez que he pagado publicidad y la pagué como un día aquí en Instagram y se me hizo lo más bobo del mundo haber pagado eso. Y no, y nunca volví a pagar eso. Se me hizo una pérdida de plata tontísima. Entonces, no lo hice, no lo seguí haciendo. Por eso es que rara vez, o sea, ese día, si lo vieron fue ese día, pero ustedes nunca ven que yo haga publicidad en Instagram o en ningún otro, o sea, yo no uso esos canales para hacerme publicidad. No he pagado casi nunca. Ese día y me costó, no sé cuánto me costó, como 40.000 pesos. O sea, que 40.000 pesos, si no me entienden, es como, no sé, $15 de pronto. O sea, eso es lo que gasté en mi marketing. Eso fue todo. Uy, se me perdieron unas preguntas, qué pena. Es que cuando me pongo a pintar, me toca mirar, es la pintura y no el celular, entonces. Thank you for your response on wood. Did I respond? I hope I did respond that. Sorry to ask again. Did you always know you wanted to paint? Nah, not to paint. I actually thought I was going to be a comic book artist at the beginning. And when I started studying, I realized I was horrible at it, just really terrible. And that the people that were actually fans of doing comic books and were interested in kind of this visual storytelling, they were so much better than me, and they loved it so much more than I did, that I was like, oh, this is not me. This is so not me. But I always enjoyed like illustration. When I grew up, I remember just being totally drawn by like fantasy illustration. My brother used to have, I think there was not a lot of books, but when I was younger, he used to have like a Frazetta book. And that blew me away. That was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. So I just drew kind of monsters. Like, I think for my whole childhood, that's all I did, just monsters. And when I had to go to school and you know, I was introduced to just kind of this formal illustration, I was like, okay, this kind of bridges the gap between the works that I used to like and that led me to believe that I wanted to be a comic book artist, and you know, the paintings that I found like amazing. So I hadn't considered it, and I started doing the illustration program, and that's when so that was my second year in school. I had never painted before, and I took a class with Steve Assel, and he just blew my mind. And that's like, I saw him paint. I always tell this story, and it's true. It's not a romantic story. It's just a totally true story. Like, he painted on the very first class. He sat there and he painted. And as soon as I saw him paint, I was like, that's what I want to do. You know, I had never seen anyone do that. And you know, it may have been just out of ignorance or that I never had the chance to see anyone do quite that. But as soon as I saw him do that, I was like, okay, that's it. This is my life. Like, there's no question. Like, that's what I want to do. And yeah, so I convinced myself that it was painting. And then I proceeded to suck for 2 years, I think, painting. It took me maybe 2-3 years to start feeling kind of comfortable with painting. So it was painful. It's very, very painful. Sometimes I see younger painters and they kind of think that we don't remember what that felt like. And oh no, I remember very clearly what it felt like to struggle while, you know, I was beginning to paint. It is painful. It is very, very tough. So trust me that one of the usually when you meet like a cool painter or hopefully like a really cool teacher, you realize that in the best of cases, those teachers, those instructors can be very compassionate because, you know, we remember everything. We remember how it, you know, felt like and the struggle and yeah. So trust me, like I totally know when somebody's struggling. Like I totally can translate their experiences to my memories, and they are the same. They are exactly the same. I'm in that state. I suck. No, Iván, ¿qué le pasa? Es el comienzo. ¿Cómo eliges la paleta, Nico? No sé, hoy quería algo como controlado, como bien controlado. Entonces, quiero... Incluso me estoy demorando harto, más de lo que estaba pensando. Pensé que lo iba a hacer solo como un planteamiento a esto, pero me estoy demorando un poquito porque... Y creo que a la almohada voy a tener que pintarla con más de una pasada. Pero no sé, quiero como tener esa sensación del grande, de lo que es como grande, desde el comienzo y ahorita ya me pongo a hacer la cabeza, ahorita. Pero sí, quería, entonces, algo bien controlado, también por la almohada quizás, como que también tenía claro que quería que tuviera una temperatura en particular. Entonces, escogí como una paleta más fría, mucho más fría. No me gusta ese borde de la almohadita ahí abajo. Son como bobadas, pero tengo que hacer eso. You have no compassion. No me venda mal, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué dice Johan? ¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo le ha ido, Johan? No, yo le digo Johan. Yo lo voy a intercambiar todo el tiempo, Johan. Todas las versiones de su nombre son con cariño, son con resto de cariño, entonces todo bien. Muy bien, igual, siempre. Así sea domingo nos toca trabajar siempre, eso es lo bonito. Sí, no, todo bien. Pintando muy chévere, Joan, como siempre. Como siempre, muy chévere las pinturas. Muy bacano. Felicitaciones y todo lo bueno que le pase se lo merece. Ahí soné como una abuelita, pero es verdad. So I think this is good. It's kind of good to start with. I should do that shadow bit a little bit. Let me see. Just just to come across here, and then we'll be good to do the to go for the portrait. What's up, Simon? Nicolás, la pregunta de Sebs Rom está muy buena. No la leí, qué pena. Yo quiero saber cómo elegiste tener un tema o un estilo. ¿No elegiste? Yo hablo mucho sobre eso y creo que no, o sea, seguramente por mucho tiempo como que me esforzaba por a ver, ¿cómo expresarlo mejor? Yo no creo que por pintar como alguien más, yo creo que eso sí lo tuve claro desde el comienzo, porque a mí me enseñó mi profe a pintar, pues la primera experiencia que tuve fue con mi profe que fue Steve Assell, y él pinta de una forma tan idiosincrática, tan rara, es como tan particular a él, que cuando nosotros los que no sabíamos pintar en ese momento, tratábamos de pintar como él, se veía ridículo, o sea, se nos veía estúpida la pintura y todo el mundo además como que decía, usted es estudiante de Steve, o sea, eso era insoportable, ustedes no, en serio, ustedes no saben lo mamón que puede ser eso. Pero era como inevitable porque pues él era nuestro profesor, o sea, uno tenía que tener una personalidad muy fuerte o una claridad pues muy grande de lo que quería hacer como para que no se manifestara el hecho de que uno estaba trabajando bajo las directrices que daba mi profesor directa o indirectamente. O sea, indirectamente porque de pronto uno solo pues lo veía pintar y le gustaba y uno como que decía, uy, así es que toca pintar. O sea, y entonces rápidamente uno pues si uno está muy atento a lo que uno hace, uno se da cuenta que uno no puede pintar así, que no está, la función de nosotros, los que comenzábamos a pintar, no era nunca tratar de pintar como él, incluso era ridículo pintar como él, era como admitir que uno nunca iba a entender las cosas como él las entiende. Y era evidenciar eso además, o sea, porque es que eso honestamente era como fácil de ver para cualquier observador, que uno estaba trabajando como el profesor, pero que nunca iba a ser tan bueno como el profesor porque estaba trabajando dentro de unos parámetros sensibles que pues le pertenecen a él. Entonces, yo me di cuenta de eso y yo empecé, fue como en mi caso me tuve que alejar muchísimo, o sea, y alejar muchísimo no del afecto que yo le tenía ni del respeto que todavía le tengo, obviamente, sino alejarme, digamos, de pues temáticas que no me pertenecían, pero que se me hacían chéveres que él las hiciera, o de maneras de enfrentar la pintura, como maneras formales de enfrentar la pintura. Y yo entonces me propuse empezar como desde ceros, como decir ya... O sea, mi función es encontrar cómo es que yo comprendo mi trabajo, desde lo que me corresponde, digamos. Y eso me demoré, yo siempre lo he dicho, me demoré yo creo que más de 2 años, 3 años, como buscando. No creo que todas las imágenes que haya hecho en ese momento sean exitosas. O sea, me entendía pintor, yo no estaba tampoco pensando no, o sea, por estos 2 años voy a hacer basura, o las cosas que haga no van a tener ningún valor. No, seguramente tenían valor en la medida en que yo podía como hacer una reflexión y decir, estoy buscando. Y creo que lo importante era no me gusta ese brochazo, lo importante era que se me empegotó ahí la pintura al resto y no me gusta. Lo importante quizás era I'm doing this because I didn't like that brushstroke. It just felt so harsh like going off the edge. Like it kind of stopped at that edge, and I hated it. It was bugging me. As soon as I did it, I was like, this is bugging me. Ya, qué pena. So I'll take care of that later, but for now I had to just get rid of it. Entonces me puse a trabajar, y trabajar quería decir eso, como volcar la mirada hacia mí, como decir, listo, ¿qué cosas me pertenecen? Y claro, muchas veces uno traiciona como eso, porque muchas veces lo más normal es que veamos una pintura que nos gusta y puede ser de alguien contemporáneo a nosotros, cercano a nosotros, y nosotros decimos, yo quería hacer algo parecido, pues lo voy a hacer, pues qué importa. O sea, lo voy a hacer porque yo creo que puedo hacerlo a mi manera. Y entonces también tuve de esos momentos donde uno como que trata de convencerse que lo ajeno también lo puede uno convertir en propio. Y ya pues ha pasado mucho tiempo, yo creo que mucho tiempo y cientos de pinturas para acá ya me han hecho entender que, no sé, incluso muchas veces la gente me dice, oiga, ¿cómo pinta usted? Y yo no tengo idea cómo pinto yo. Yo no sé, o sea, honestamente yo no sé, yo qué hago. Yo he hecho tantas cosas y he hecho como tantos esfuerzos por entenderme y por hacer pintura y como por comprender que dónde radica lo que yo quiero decir, que no sabría. Cuando me dicen, no, ¿y usted qué hace? Pues no sé, pues para mí lo más fácil es decir, no, pues yo pinto y ya. Pero ¿usted qué pinta? No sé, no, o sea, se me hace como ridículo intentar como decir yo pinto tal cosa. O sea, a mí se me conoce por tal cosa. Y seguramente hay gente que afuera como que le gusta ciertos ejercicios que he hecho particulares, o sea, más por encima de otros. Entonces yo he conocido gente que me dice, oiga, ¿por qué no está pintando tal cosa? A mí me tramaba resto cuando usted hacía X o Y, no importa, al final no importa, nada de eso como que importa. Y mi respuesta siempre es como, pues es que eso fue un momento, o sea, no sé, fue un momento. Así como, pues uno se tenía un peinado en algún momento, no, mentiras, esa es la peor analogía, porque yo ya no tengo ni pelo ni peinado, entonces bórrenla, esa no funciona para mí. Pero, pues de pronto para ustedes que sí se peinaban distinto hace 5 años, hace 1 año, 2 años, 10 años, lo que sea, pues es lo mismo. Y uno pues pinta unas cosas y después uno cambia, la manera de percibir el mundo cambia. Entonces, así entiendo mi pintura, como una evolución. Y como todo en la vida, yo también pienso que cuando uno se vuelve pues más viejo seguramente, y pues yo no es que me considere viejo, pero cuando pasa el tiempo y uno hace un montón de pinturas, pues de pronto las cosas que antes importaban ya no importan. Y creo que estoy ahí, como en ese momento de mi vida, como que muchas de las pretensiones que yo tenía, entre ellas de como encontrar mi estilo, pues ya no las defino así, ya no me importan. Me importa es como estar más atento, como abrir más los ojos a lo que me rodea, a las personas que me rodean, y sentir que quiero hablar de ellas a través de la pintura, o hablar de cómo entiendo yo mi relación con ellas a través de la pintura. Y pienso que ahí es donde de pronto hay una razón para encontrarse uno mismo, para que el trabajo de uno tenga como una personalidad específica, porque pues uno está diciendo, bueno, ¿y qué es lo que me importa de ver a mi sobrina? Y uno trata como de llegar a eso en la imagen, y como ya tengo como una experiencia con la pintura, una experiencia en el sentido de que pues me ha acompañado ya mucho tiempo y como ya sé qué esperar de la pintura, pues puedo entender mi herramienta y manipularla de un sentido que quizás como enfatice esas cosas que quiero exaltar acerca de lo que me significan esas relaciones con esas personas. Pero entonces no me importa qué pinto, o sea, hay veces puedo pintar un pedacito de papel y qué importa, o sea, no tiene nada que ver. Para mí el pedacito de papel de pronto me importa igual que una persona, me importa exactamente igual. Entonces, no sé, ese tipo de cosas son las que ya estoy como pensando. ¿Y crees que identificar esa identidad estética es muy importante? No, de una vez respondo ahí, no. Pues es que pienso que pensar en eso no es la manera. Si uno está pensando desde ahí, nunca va a llegar. Si uno se preocupa es como por traducir como experiencias de vida y sensibilidades de vida que son como honestas, yo pienso que eso llega, pero pensarla desde ahí, desde una reflexión estética, no, no creo que eso sea importante. ¿No te dan ganas de hacer cosas completamente distintas a lo que haces usualmente? Pues no sé, pues es que disfruto lo que hago, entonces no sé en qué sentido, como que no sé cómo, pues no sé, si es en la misma medida que uno dice, uy, no le dan ganas de pronto de vestirse distinto. Yo no, yo soy como una morsa, yo me pongo como las mismas cosas siempre que me gustan y ya, yo no tengo como ningún lío, yo no le veo nada como ninguna virtud a eso o que uno sea aburrido. A mí me encanta que otra gente, o sea, que mi hija se vista, mi hija si pudiera disfrazarse todos los días, se disfrazaría y es una maravilla, eso se me hace increíble en ella. Pero yo siento resto de comodidad pues, con las cosas que soy, como lo que tengo. Entonces, digamos que ese argumento para mí no, pues no me atraería así tampoco tanto. Pero yo supongo que en la medida en que mi vida me lleve a hacer otras cosas, pues seguramente eso se refleja en mi pintura, eso es lo que yo pensaría. O sea, no sería como tan distinto a los que pintan, digamos, del natural, paisaje y que pues en últimas terminan hablando de los distintos sitios a los que van a través de su pintura, los sitios a los que viajan, visitan, conocen a través de su pintura. En ese sentido, pues sí, se me hace chévere, pero pues probar por ese deseo como de, uy, hagamos algo. No, yo a veces pienso que la gente que dice, oiga, ¿y por qué no hace otra cosa? Es como, es la misma gente diciendo, yo le respondería, pues yo estoy cómodo haciendo lo que hago, o sea, estoy satisfecho, no cómodo como que ya no me importa, pero lo que yo oigo es que a usted, a la persona que me pregunta, le encantaría como hacer otras cosas y no quedarse quieto, y eso se me hace chévere. Pues yo le diría a esa persona como, está hablando un poco más sobre usted que sobre mí, y pues si a usted eso le trama y le llama la atención, chévere, pues hágalo, ese es su camino. Ahí es como una persona casi que diciendo, hey, con esta pregunta no estoy tanto pretendiendo que usted haga esto, sino que le estoy es como manifestando que yo si estuviera en sus zapatos yo haría esto. Pues en últimas eso lo que uno está diciendo es, oiga, yo haría esto o yo quiero hacer esto. Entonces, chévere, vayan y lo hacen. Y ahí podemos disfrutar nosotros que estamos por fuera de lo que hagan esas personas. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. I'm happy to do this again. Yeah, I was itching to get back to doing these. Because the ones that I do in YouTube, they have a different nature also. So these are very necessary and very cool too. Did you layer the board with something before paint? Yeah. It has transparent acrylic medium. So yeah, I primed it with that. So in order to seal it a little bit. So yeah. Hablamos, Gregorio Ávila. ¿Hablamos? Bueno, hágale. So I'm almost ready to go. I know I've said this for like the last 20 minutes, but like I have to go to the head. But honestly, that pillow has to be so cool also. It has to share like kind of like the same nature of the portrait. It has to be super, super important. So I can't just... I thought I was going to just kind of plop some paint on top and say, okay, now let's go to the portrait. But can't do that. I'm not that painter, so... Hey, Nicholas, been digging... been doing your... thank you for those. Did you ignore the local value colors when you manipulate the value for intent? Yes, I actually do. Yeah. We can't ignore value when we're trying to be faithful to what we're looking at in nature. If we're trying to, from a purely sort of representational point, you can't. If you ignore value, you're never going to be able to translate nature faithfully. So if that's your aim, then you always have to compare, and you have to be very, very conscious of your grayscale, and every single time you have to say, well, this is dark. Is it darker than this other area? Is it darker than this other area? Where is my lightest light? These are midtones that are more towards the darks, or these are midtones that are towards the light. Stuff like that. You always have to do that exercise. So if that's your intent to do pure representation, then I would say, yeah, you have to be very, very faithful to those values. But if you want to tell a story through value, many times, even though it may be different from what you're looking at, you're going to have to adjust values in order to emphasize certain aspects of what you're painting. And that's something I've always been interested in. Like I said, I'm deep down, I'm an illustrator. And even though I don't do illustration anymore, I have this just immense amount of respect for illustrators and for the, especially for, turn of the century illustration, in the 19th to the 20th century, and even late 20th century illustration. Or even from the 50s, 60s, 70s illustration to illustration nowadays, which can be so many things. It's so varied. But, and illustrators usually have to always kind of question what things in the nature of an image they can adjust so that they can tell a story kind of more powerfully, with a little bit better, a little bit clearer. So, a little more clearly. So, I just said clearlier. Holy fuck. So yeah. So if that's part of what you're interested in, sure, you have to do it. Eventually you have to be willing to adjust those things, in order to give more power to your intention. So, is there an alternative to using acrylic binder to prime paper or board? Yeah, you could be totally traditional, and you could use size. You could use glue, like hide glue. So you could use rabbit skin glue, or you could use you could use PVA, but it's not as strong and it's not as good as acrylic medium. But yeah, you can use any of that. I would probably size it, although sizing a paper, it's not complicated. It's like gelatin, so there's nothing strange about it. We usually use rabbit skin glue, which is very strong. It has a really strong adhesion.